everyone, and welcome to the Ultimate Across the Bifrost. I'm your host, the Ultimate Faz. That's right, listeners. It's finally time. Ryan has been untied from the goat boat. He's been blow-dried from all of the running through the car wash. He's finally here and ready, and he's finally letting us talk about Ultimates 11, the Thor issue. But it's not just Ryan. Ryan's here.
I am here
today. We have Ultimate Will Rose. Ultimate Will, how's it going today?
Ultimate P. Willie. That's right. I'm here.
P. Willie?
P. Willie is here. That's right.
What does the P stand for?
Pastor, but that's all right.
Oh, okay. In every universe, he's still a pastor. You ultimate listeners.
That's right. I'm a shepherder. I shepherd us through comics and good art and witty conversation. And I'm grabbing a ShamWow and I'm drying off Ryan's beard as
Ultimate Ryan specifically.
Ultimate Ryan.
Regular Ryan is still tied to the goat boat.
I'm ShamWowing his beard as he got through the car wash.
Oh my God. It catches all the water. It's so absorbent. Buddy, this is kind of your pet. This is your pet project.
This is a big day for me.
It's getting us all exciting to read Ultimates for this book specifically. Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, man. We're gonna lean heavily on your knowledge and, let's be honest, obsession with this book.
Thankfully,
good thing you have lots of notes. Good thing you have lots of notes and charts from Eric to let you know what's going to happen. I'm very secure in how you're going to lead this, Fast.
Well, listeners, thankfully, like Ultimate Thor, I have broad shoulders and will be able to carry the team today, despite missing our Ultimate Hercules, who's unfortunately at an Ultimate Pacers game right now.
That's right. And let's just say, like, I was a big collector of the original Ultimate Marvel Universe, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Fantastic Four, Ultimate Iron Man, the Ultimates. I did all that. And then they blew up that universe, incorporated it into the regular Marvel Universe. And then they rebooted again with Hickman in the new universe. I dabbled in a little bit. I bought issue 1 and then I kind of bowed out because there's only so much I can spend money on. But then Faz was like, you got to read this. And then there's this issue number 11. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like I can't. But then I hopped on.
I sold you
Marvel.
on the 4th issue, Will. I didn't even get you to 11. I told you to read the Fantastic Four origin issue.
You did. And then I read like the Guardians of the Galaxy issue 8 issue, and it blew my mind where even Gary, wielder of the Infinity Gauntlet, makes his appearance in that issue. And I was sold. And so leading up to issue 11, I had to catch up. I read all books and I was there. And so then Faz gloated a little bit with some alliteration. And so let's
listeners,
do it.
Not only am I the Ultimate Faz today, I have ascended to the title of All-Fazer. That's right. It is I who hold the Faz Force in my hand. I'm the all-knowing. I'm the all-seeing. I'm the all-loving. I am the omnifascient. That's right, everybody. We've got some Faz Force. We've got some Ultimate Faz Force. A little inside joke for y'all. When Will told me that I was absolutely right and that I was completely correct here, I wrote a very long Odin inspired from the classic runs of Thor rant about it. And Ryan turned into a meme, which may or may not be on Instagram by now, but it will be very soon. So you can see. This is also a secret plug for the Deific Duo's Road to 800 Journey into Mystery, because Eric and I have been reading so many classic Thor comics that Odin rant just came to me.
I do one quick note. I love that you said all loving, and that makes you sound like some pansexual pervert. Like,
look, I'm the All-Fazer, Ryan. I'm above labels like that. I am past that stage. You know,
I am beyond such carnal delights.
It's the classifications of mortals do not interest me. I'm the All-Fazer. I wield the Faz Force.
I love that. I'm Ultimate Will. That's cool. I'll be Ultimate Will. There's a lot of Ultimate Wills out there. Will Moss. There's other Wills.
I mean, Will Moss as the editor of the Ultimate Universe might be Ultimate Will, but you can be too.
No. I will say I'm Ultimate Will. I'll battle him for that. We'll have a conversation. We'll arm wrestle. Come on, Will Moss. Let's do it.
I think we found this out. You could be Ultimate William, and he would be Ultimate Wilson.
Oh, I think you guys did determine that. That's true.
Is that canon?
We will make it canon. Yes, we will.
We might be. Listeners, it's very, very likely that we are talking out our asses. That is a very, very likely possibility.
It's okay. If we're wrong, it's just the Ultimate Universe. It happens that there's a Wilson and a William. And
it's alternate universe. Just alternate universe.
It is what it is. So Faz, since this is honestly, it feels like this is one of your favorite books. You talk about it with such glowing passion and love. Could you bring us up to speed to where we're at now in Ultimates 11? So give people a intro.
So listeners, this is a Deniz Camp vehicle, I should say, with Juan Frigeri art. The combo is fantastic. I believe Blee is the colorist. I don't know how to say that properly. It might be Blea, but this creative team has been cooking with gas since Ultimates 1. Deniz Camp he feels like this generation's Hickman, in that he's able to weave these incredible, complicated, and difficult stories, while also giving us some extreme and well-written social commentary that is desperately needed these days. He takes each issue of this book and he talks about something like that. For example, there's a Luke Cage book about the prison industrial complex. And this book, my dear listeners, is about the dangers of authoritarianism, which, good thing we're past all that in the real world, right? Good thing this is just a parable from a long time ago and that it's not an issue we have to deal with. But in terms of what our guy, the ultimate Thor Odinson, is up to, the premise of the Ultimates, guys, is that the maker went back into his own universe. It's similar to the one that he had back in his original Ultimates. It's Universe 6160, and he changed things. Kind of ruined each hero's life in a different way to prevent them from being there so he could take it over. And our guy Thor was imprisoned in jail, separated from Mjolnir, with Sif as his jailer, while Loki rules as the All-Father. So throughout Ultimates so far, we've gotten Thor getting Mjolnir back. We've gotten Thor and Sif changing from kind of a fighting dynamic to working together, to a resolve to take back the 9 realms via the war for the realms, we'll call it. Indeed. And along the way, Deniz Camp did describe this comic as the horniest Marvel would let him do. And Will Moss commented that you have to at least buy a label at dinner first.
Come on.
So that's about where we are, Rye Guy.
Okay.
The only other thing to know about this one, listeners, is there are 2 extremely cool Simonson homages in this book. Number 1.
Tell everybody about that.
So, listeners, you might like Walt Simonson. You might have just listened to about 15 episodes of Across the Bifrost where we discussed Walt Simonson, and even one where we talked to Walt Simonson.
And if you haven't, you still can.
You can go back and find them. They're great. I would highly recommend them. I'm less unhinged back then. And this book, like probably the best Walt Simonson book, is an all splash pages book of Thor. The Asgard War is all splash pages. It's written almost entirely in prose with only the odd piece of dialogue, like an Edda, just like what Walt did during his battle with the Midgard Serpent. And it's fucking awesome, guys. What do you think about this book so far?
I will say, the art is just primo peak comic book artistry and creation, and the writing is great. My only nitpick is that I just need the letterer and the prose to be in a font and a color that I don't have to squint and blow up and get a magnifying glass. I was really frustrated that it was it's just my 52-year-old eyes that I'm having a hard time reading. I'm
so you want VC's Joe Sabino on this one instead of VC's Travis Lanham, eh? Interesting.
a different color and font so I can read a little clearer, because it's just the main part of the book, and it's artistically and just it's comic book perfection in terms of how you craft words together and with art, and then the word bubbles are very few, but when they do happen, it's important, and it just shares. So with this Ultimates run, there's spotlights in terms of certain characters and superheroes that each issue is building up to these alternate version of the Avengers and how they go together, and a different twist to it. And so this is the Thor spotlight of what's happening in this ultimate or alternate version of Asgard. And so I think making it into a prose Norse epic poem that flows from page to page with the different realms and what's going on with the big splash pages is fantastic. My only nitpick is just the font choice and the font. And honestly, size.
Like, this is a great way to cover a lot of ground in one issue, because the thing about Ultimates is the roster is big and there's so many characters that need serviced that Thor and Sif are often just kind of there, because you got to focus on Luke Cage, you got to focus on Hawkeye, you got to focus, like, we're bringing new people in each book, right?
Right.
We're at that stage of the Ultimates, but this one is Thor and Sif have gone off to do something, and here we get to find out what it was over the course of an epic that feels complete and cohesive, but also leaves the door open, dear listener, to a 5 or 6 issue mini that I would affectionately call Ultimate Thor War for the Realms. But Will Moss, if you're listening, please, I will buy as many as it takes to make it happen.
Well, my question is, and maybe we'll get to it a little bit later, like, all right, so what makes Thor in this universe different or the same from the main 616? So this is 6160. So what is different here? We have Loki is a little different. Thor is a little different. There's things that are similar. There's memorable. It calls up like, yep, I know that character, but then there's things that are different. So what would you say is different in this book that makes it an alternate universe that you need to pay attention to?
If the original Ultimates, if the premise was the Marvel Universe, but updated for an edgier and more real world where the characters were darker and were more imperfect and
they have sex
worse, this Ultimates universe is, what if the world was dark and everything was kind of turned against them, but they were the same heroes at the core? It's the same conceit of the absolute universe of what if the world turned against them and they were still needing to be who they are. So this Thor is not a amnesiac sociopathic killer as the way that the Ultimate Thor before may have been. This Thor is Thor, who has essentially been imprisoned for his adult life and now is free, trying to save the legions. And this Loki is a Loki who won, and if anybody knows anything about comics, when Loki wins, everything goes to shit for him because he doesn't really think about what happens next, right? So he's gotten fat, he's gotten lazy, he just spins his tails and holds all of the apples of Eden hostage, and everybody has to beg him for them. He's made deals with Hela and everybody else to keep things rolling. And Loki's in their classic look. And I need to be more clear, listeners. This is one of those, Loki here is a he, they, she, as Loki is everywhere else. So that style of Loki is still correct. This is a classic Loki, but it's a Loki fully showing all aspects. In this particular book, they present as a fat old man.
Yeah, potbelly, lazy tyrant who, has rest on the laurels of I dominate and I'm now king. So you literally have Odin's head on a pike, severed head on a pike.
Still alive. Loki's keeping Odin alive to complain.
Odin's head is like a speaking spell.
Yeah,
right. And so, but the whole you don't make deals with the tyrants, you make war.
Oh, well, I got to read that line later. It's freaking amazing.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where in terms of present day politics and what's going on in the world, important now than ever to kind of it's time to armor up and grab your hammer and an axe or sword or whatever you need and make war. So
One reason why you both need to start reading this as it comes out is because Deniz has this ability to release an issue that is directly on point to what's happening every month it comes out. Yeah. Like this one came out right as the tariffs dropped. The Luke Cage one came out when a bunch of stuff about Guantanamo Bay happened. Like there's just
Deportation. Yep.
Every time it's timely in a way that is almost fascient. Not quite. Only I am all fascient, of course, but Deniz Camp is very close.
Or
in the way that
we
he
know that
times it.
comics takes a long time. Like the Martin and others have told us.
These have to be like 6 months early is what he's writing.
6 months ago, they had this in the can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Faz is basically saying is, ladies and gentlemen, let me cut through here real quick. Ultimates is Faz's fight song. It's his take back his life song.
Look.
No, okay. I'm the only one who listens to female pop music.
I blanked on the next line, but more importantly, it's a freaking awesome song. All I was going to say is I have to correct you, Ryan, because this is not Faz's personal pet project. This is the best-selling book in comics right now. Like Ultimates,
more than Absolute Batman.
It's depending on what week it is.
Neck and neck.
Or Batman is winning. Yeah, like they both came out this week actually, so we can probably next week we'll know which one wins.
Okay,
but
cool.
It's legitimately like there's Ultimate Spider-Man, there's the Ultimates, there's Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, and Absolute Wonder Woman. Nothing else comes close right now.
Yep.
It's life-changingly good, and I don't say that just as a Thor fan, because again, the previous 10 issues don't have a lot of Thor going on.
Yeah.
And I'm still saying, like, he's there, he's doing stuff, but he's not the main focus. This one, though, guys, this one gives me everything that I wanted and makes me require a mini-series. So, Ryan, do you want to talk through the story, or do you want me to talk through the story, or what's the best way to do it?
I would love for you to do it, because you're going to be able to bring context and kind of like fit the pieces together.
Sure, and as everybody knows, my esteemed co-host, my esteemed yific brother Hercules, and I are reading every issue of Thor, and therefore all the deep cuts, everything in here that you might miss because you haven't read every single Thor comic, I'll be able to see because I've read
Road to 800, 100.
Please check that out, listeners. We're loving that project so far. So we open with Thor and Sif starting to rally the troops. Essentially, they're going from realm to realm, making deals. They start in Nidavellir, and the first piece of fire social commentary we get from Deniz is that the trolls are no longer artists making art. They are now assembly line workers doing the same task every day for a set fee, because it's no longer craftsmen. Now they are employees. One job forever assembled in a line. They make an agreement for mystical hidden robes so they can travel the realms and see what's going on, in exchange for killing Loki and a few other mythological things that are listed. Sif even makes a mythological joke about this time we'll throw in his neck for free because they've given the trolls Loki's head before in Norse mythology. And Deniz Camp just shows again, I'm with it here. Then we pan to Loki, who is fat and old, sitting on the throne. He's got Odin's ravens. He's got spies everywhere. He's got the poor goddess of vitality. Is it Eden? Is that her name? Yeah. And she is there, her youthful sadness, holding the apples, while the rest of the regals of Asgard are rapidly aging and dying. From there, we switch to to Nilfheim, where Thor and Sif are watching the Legions of the Dead feast. It looks like our guy Balder has been given to Hela as a gift. Devastating, but fair. That's what Loki gave her.
Will not be pleased.
Well, in this universe, there is no Carnilla down there, is there? It's just Hela and Balder. So I guess it all works out. But they see that. That also explains how Loki's able to do what he does. His cops are essentially the Legions of the Dead. That's how he's keeping everything in order. They go to the realm of the Light Elves in Alfheim. And this is where one of the best lines come in. I'm going to need to stop and read it just because of how great it is. So it was the same story everywhere, especially here, the origin of stories. Alfheim, land of light elves, source of creativity, divine inspiration. Long ago, they made the transition from art to content, which are the same. That's an official position. What's happening, listeners, is these elves that are supposed to be, again, just like the trolls, or I think I said trolls, dwarf is what I meant in Nidavellir. Instead of being able to make art, they're being forced to pump out the same sort of stories with censors and forced out to print content. So that's what they're up to. Then Thor and Sif go and appeal to the people of Vanaheim and are essentially told, look, I mean, Loki's not great, don't get me wrong, but like he hasn't come here. We're still able to do our stuff. It's all good.
This part hit like a ton of bricks.
This part is very World War II before it was World War II, when some of the countries said, look, it's not our problem. Sucks for Poland, bro, but like, what are we supposed to do? Sucks for Ukraine, bro.
Why do we care?
Like, sucks for Ukraine, bro. What are we supposed to do? Sucks for whoever, bro, but what are we supposed to do? And as we will learn, things do go bad. But the most important page of the issue is the next page, guys.
Oh, God.
Because finally, one of the writers lets Thor and Sif get together. It's actually beautiful, the writing about it. It's not carnal. It's just romantic that the mission had driven them so far. I mean, like, one of the lines is literally, duty had driven them, riven them, given them everything for golden gleaming Asgard. I'm not going to read the rest because Ryan's going to need to cut it out for it being raunchy and sexual. But, you know, they worshipped each other there beneath the hanging boughs of ash, him kneeling before her like a temple, a supplicant, making offerings. They united, intertwined like serpents, encircling the world. It is beautiful. And the art here is a splash page of the two of them kissing under the world tree.
It's a fantastic page. All jokes aside, it's a fantastic page.
Every page is a fantastic page. The next one, she wakes up and he's covered in ash. We don't know why. We will learn why, listeners. And the next page after that's maybe the best page of the issue. Thor goes to Jotunheim and murders every frost giant he can.
Wreck shop.
He goes on a battle, but it's all a distraction, listeners, so that Sif can free Eden and save the rest of the Asgardians that are being captured by King Loki. I'm trying to speed run so we can talk about the special stuff. The resistance has begun. We get some splash pages of Loki enslaving those very same Vanaheimians because they didn't join the team when they could have, and now it's too late. And we get probably the best page of the issue. Oh God, I'm saying that a lot. Where Thor has raised his army. And there's the quote that Will talked about. And in Niflheim they gather. Those who can get free. The wronged made strong. They finally see. You don't make concessions to autocrats and their oppressions. You don't make deals with tyrants. You make war. Let's raise our ultimate Mjolnirs. Ryan, you can raise your Mjolnir premium from Rocks on Thor. And let's fucking go.
I'm raising my pint glass of tropical lightning. Come on, let's go.
And then we get the resolution of the mystery. Why was Thor smelling like Muspelheim? Well, he went to Muspelheim and he made a deal with the devil. Surtur has been asked to burn it all down. And again, Virgiri Surtur looks fucking sweet.
Yeah, it's bonkers good.
And then the issue ends with some nice ultimate stuff, which is not too important for our purposes, apart from knowing that there's some timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff going on that's going to be unwound in the next two issues. Boys, what did I miss that we've got to hit on about this fucking bonkers issue?
No, I just want to say, like, in terms of comic art and how you create a comic in this medium of storytelling, like, this is why I read comics. Like, this is why I love this art form of storytelling. Some people love movies. Some people love listening to their novels while they ride a ferry over rivers to where they're going to have a job. I don't know, but
who are you referring to there?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Whoever is listening to this podcast,
the tropical lightning talking there.
Whoever's listened to our audio book on a ferry right now, I apologize. But
this just shows how into this I was. I thought you meant like ferries, like the Fae, not ferries like on a boat.
Like they're on a boat going across the river in Boston. Going to their job, listening to a murder mystery. But maybe they're reading Doctor Strange of Asgard. I don't know. But
yeah, they could be.
In terms of these splash pages in art, like, it is incredible, the detail in the different realms. Yes, Faz, kudos. Thank you for luring me, tempting me.
I've been pushing so hard. It was for your own
as
benefit,
a brother,
guys.
leading me to, like, in comics, like what is doing. This is why we do these things, so that I can't read everything, I can't collect everything. But when you're like, dude, you need to be on this run. This is like peak comics, and then you get me there, and I read 11. Yeah, this is going in the box of important comic books for my family down the road, for my great grandchildren, of why this was important to their great grandfather, Chilliam Rose the Third.
Chilliam Rose the Third. Ultimate Chilliam Rose today.
Ultimate
Chilliam Rose.
Rygay, what do you think?
So I'm gonna start off a little hyperbole. This was the best single issue Thor story I've read all year.
Did I not tell you it was gonna be? Did you need me to read the thing again?
No.
You did.
Truly
Let's read
doubt
the meme.
wisdom of
Let's
the
read the meme.
All-Father.
Pause. Read the meme.
I'm not going to read it again. Everybody knows that I hold the Phas Force in my hand, and that I am indeed the Phas Father.
All loving.
Right. All loving, all seeing. You know, I'm omnifaciened. We've talked about it enough.
This was the best single issue of Thor I've read all year. Best single issue story of Thor I've read all year. Not that anything has been truly, like, disappointing or anything, but I think this book was so well written, and it was written in epic poem, like stanzas and rhyme, and
it's really good.
It's like, so good.
Is so good.
Like, this is one where I think I told you both this in our group chat, that I read this out loud to kind of get the sing-songy kind of quality to it. And there were a few times where there were goosebumps, like, and the art is so good. Like, it works, but it also works on so many levels.
It feels like the modern day Simonson. Like when we talked about the Midgard Serpent issue, how many times did we have to stop and read something out loud?
No, it was yeah.
And like this time, same thing. Like it's the exact same kind of thing where he gets it.
This was a complete home run. This was a grand slam.
Yeah,
like was so well paced, and you might think, like, how, with everything being a splash page, do you really get to pace stuff? You're relying on one panel per page to tell this story, and I think for Gary's art is just next level. It seamlessly blends with Denny's Camp's prose. Honestly, 10 out of 10, no notes.
Again, my only note is that I need more, and I don't know if we're going to get it, which is devastating.
Yeah, like, I think it's for me.
Breaking news: we're going to talk with that artist, on June 14th, 2025. That's going to happen.
That is not true, but I would love to talk to one for Jerry. Will, you got me so hyped.
I'm trying to manifest it.
Okay, I was like,
maybe an ultimate across the Bifrost. We don't pull it off.
Will's coming after Faz's title of head of acquisitions.
Okay, firstly, my title is All-Father. Thank you very much.
Oh, God.
But if I had a title, it would be, I think, VP of Talent Acquisition is what we decided on.
Oh, yeah, it was VP of Talent Acquisitions, yes. Yeah. But this is the best single issue Thor story I've read all year.
Yep.
A very, like, I'm not saying Al Ewing is doing anything that's not, good and not enjoyable, and not that I'm interested, but this was by itself just a complete enrapturing story.
Word.
That's what I got, man.
So Ryan, are you interested in Iron Man? I know you're such an Iron Man fan. Are you ready?
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. When it comes to the Ultimate stuff, like, I'm sure I'll get to the rest of the Ultimates, and maybe Ultimate Spider-Man. I love Marco Cicchetto art.
Oh, dude, that looks so good.
Marco Cicchetto art might get me through a Jonathan Hickman story. I am an outlier.
So it's simple. It's not a normal Jonathan Hickman.
It's not a Jonathan Hickman. You need to, put the pictures in the red string on the wall.
You don't need a doctorate. You don't need a doctorate in astrophysics to read. Yep.
I am probably one of those. I'm probably one of the outliers on that, where like Jonathan Hickman stories really are hit and miss with me. Like he's not that I think he's a great writer,
but that's the thing though. It's not Hickman.
No, I know. I'm saying like, I'm sorry, I was using that as a bridge to the other Ultimate books, but like I'm really loving the Ultimate Wolverine book. Mm-hmm. That book, like I've got every issue of that. That was one of the books where I was like, oh my gosh, this art kicks ass. And I think the Ultimates book with Fergari's art and Denny's Camp's writing, it's going to be easy for me to go back and read those and kind of acquire this similar passion that Faz has for it, that Will's gotten for it. And fingers crossed, everybody, we're coming for Eric Teskey next.
Ultimate Hercules is going to be
By the way, how much would Ultimate Hercules kick ass? Like
fucking ass.
My God, that'd be incredible.
That could be the Ultimates issue number 14, Ultimate Hercules. I don't know. All right, Faz, the final.
Well, you were breaking news that is not news. None of these things are.
The final panel of that vision of like a beheaded She-Hulk and Cap cut in two by his own shield and swords through people's like faces. Like, what is that, a vision? Is that something that's already happened? Is it something
great
that's
question.
Yeah.
So like 4 books ago, they went to kind of the final boss of the first run, who is a zenned out immortal Iron Fist Incredible Hulk.
Iron Fist Incredible Hulk. Come on, y'all. Yeah. Incredible Hulk who has the Iron Fist.
So in that comic, right when they are all about to lose by Hulk and his other Gamma endowed followers in Kunlun, Doctor Doom pulls them out at the last second. Tony is critically injured, but everybody else is able to escape. These panels are revealing a theory that they didn't escape and that Doom had to time travel to bring them back, because in one reality, they all died.
Yeah, there you go.
We don't know. We're going to find out in 12 or 13, but that's certainly what it seems like. They're not allowed to time travel. They were very clear, Doom, do not time travel, and now Tony's got visions of them time traveling.
Read Richard's Doom. Come on. I love it so much.
Yep. So good.
Well, Faz, is there anything else we need to talk about with Ultimates 11 that people need to know?
Well, listeners, I think you're all better up on this than the rest of my co-hosts were. I think you all know how great this book is, but if you're not reading it, please give it a go. Every issue, the internet is set afire with, this is the best issue of Ultimates that's ever been happened. And we're 11 in now, and each time they go that, it's exceptional. And if you love Thor, you can read just this issue and just the, what was it called, Ryan, Ultimate Universe? That is the setting off the premise of it. But but I implore you to read the whole series, because it is exceptional. And you get some fantastic writing, some fire bars, and you get some Frigeri art that is going to blow your mind.
Blow your freaking mind.
It's going in my important, essential comic book
family
for down the road for 100 years from now.
Any other final thoughts, gentlemen, before we jump across the Ultimate Rainbow Bridge?
You're going to turn it up to 11 and rip the knob off. I missed out on all the impressions a few episodes ago, so I've got to get those in.
That's right.
No, dude, I loved it. I'm going to go back and read the other ones to catch up and, hop aboard the train.
Cool. Chilliam, any final thoughts? Is that it?
That's it. Thank you, Faz. You're the You're the All-Fazer. I'm good. I'm bowing down to the All-Fazer.
Ultimate listeners, for my ultimate co-hosts, it's the All-Fazer Ultimate Faz here. Whether you are trying to overthrow your evil brother who kind of destroyed the universe, whether you're finally getting with that crush that you've had for 60 years with an on-again-off-again relationship, whether you are raising a rebellion and making a deal with your then greatest enemy to take out your true greatest enemy, we ask you to do one ultimate thing. That is to stay ultimate worthy.
Ultimate outro.
Ultimate.
Ultimate. What a rush.